You are almost asleep when your brain opens a file you never asked for. That joke nobody answered. That hand you waved at someone who was greeting the person behind you. But the real answer is far stranger. Why can 5 awkward seconds survive for 10 years? Your room is dark. The audience is gone. Yet heat climbs into your face as the silence seems longer, every expression clearer, and your younger self less graceful each time. You try to close the scene. What if your brain is not replaying a failure, but rebuilding an old question about how you were seen? An embarrassing recollection is not one simple reaction. It can combine reconstructed event details, a body response, a judgment about yourself, and a model of what other people might have thought. The event may have lasted seconds, but those ingredients give it several paths back into awareness. That makes the memory feel unusually alive. But does feeling alive mean it is accurate? The first mistake is imagining memory as video. Your brain does not pull an untouched recording from a shelf. It reconstructs an event from stored fragments, including sights, sounds, meaning, emotion, and whatever knowledge you bring to the scene today. The result can feel seamless. Why would a reconstruction feel more certain than the original event ever did? In 2004, Tali Sharot, Mauricio Delgado, and Elizabeth Phelps asked people to recognize emotional and neutral photographs while their brain activity was measured. Emotional photographs produced more reports of vividly remembering the study episode, even when recognition accuracy was no better. Activity in the amygdala tracked that heightened feeling of remembering. The amygdala is not a fear button. It is part of a broader system that helps register emotional relevance. What if some of your certainty comes from the emotion surrounding the memory rather than the precision of every detail? Then the scene has another advantage. It is about you. In 1977, Thomas Rogers, Nicholas Kuiper, and William Kirker asked participants to process adjectives in several ways, including deciding whether each word described them. Words processed in relation to the self were recalled best later, a result known as the self-reference effect. What could be more self-relevant than a moment that appears to threaten the person you want others to see? Embarrassment is social and physical at once. In 2015, Lena Muller-Pinzler and colleagues gave participants manipulated performance feedback, sometimes privately and sometimes before an apparent audience, while measuring brain activity. Public exposure engaged regions involved in reasoning about other minds, while failure engaged arousal-related systems. Their interaction involved the anterior insula and amygdala, regions that help integrate bodily feeling with emotional relevance. When one brief event binds a body response to a model of an audience, why would it feel ordinary later? This is where the scene changes. The awkward moment is not merely a historical fact. It is a self-relevant memory of social uncertainty. You expected a laugh, a smooth introduction, or an approving face, and reality delivered something else. That mismatch makes the scene distinctive and leaves its meaning unresolved. But unresolved for whom? Persistence is not proof of importance. A memory can remain accessible because it is emotional, self-relevant, distinctive, repeatedly cued, and connected to questions about other people. None of those features proves that the event still defines your reputation. None proves that the remembered audience is still thinking about it. What if the memory stayed because its ingredients are memorable, not because its verdict is true? In 2000, Thomas Gilovich, Victoria Medvec, and Kenneth Savitsky tested what they called the spotlight effect. Participants wore a shirt bearing a large image of Barry Manilow, entered a room, and estimated how many people would later identify the person pictured. On average, the wearers predicted that 46% would identify him, while about 23% actually did. Other experiments in the same paper found that people also overestimated how much their good and bad contributions stood out during group discussions. Could the audience inside your memory be larger than the audience that ever existed? The reason begins with perspective. You had access to the shaking voice, the hot face, the racing thoughts, in the exact instant your plan failed. Everyone else received a brief external glimpse while carrying an equally detailed private world of their own. Your estimate starts from your high-resolution experience and adjusts toward their lower-resolution view. What happens if that adjustment does not go far enough? But your brain has not answered the strangest question yet. Why do some embarrassing memories fade? while others quietly reshape who you think you are? That answer is part 2. Subscribe now, because the next time your brain opens a file you never asked for, you'll want to know why it chose that one.